He was only 19 years old when he met her. At that time, she was already married, but this didn't stop her from starting an affair with him. And before long, they were both head over heels in love. It was until many years later that it became clear to them that their relationship would never work out. But what happened to them then? You're about to find out. But first, like and subscribe if you aren't already a part of the family. A woman named Kathy fell in love with a younger man. However, she was already taken. She knew that something was going wrong in her marriage, but she had no idea that it would end up in such a big scandal. Kathy had recently turned 40 and felt as though she was at a crossroads in life. Her marriage to Michael seemed to be falling apart. They argued all the time, and it felt as though they had nothing in common anymore. The spark between them had disappeared, and she felt as though there was no hope for the future. This is when she decided to take a break from her marriage and go on vacation alone. While looking for a change of scenery, she went to a beach resort where she could relax and get away from all her problems. As soon as she arrived there, she noticed a group of young men playing volleyball. They looked like they were having so much fun, and she wished that she could join them. That's when she saw him. Among the group of young men playing sports was one who stood out from the rest. His name was Ryan, and he was only 19 years old. Even though he was the youngest of them all, he was very good at volleyball and always managed to score. But what really caught Kathy's attention was his smile. It was so infectious that she couldn't help but smile back at him. As the days went by, Kathy found herself spending more and more time with Ryan and his friends. She started going to the beach every day to watch them play volleyball, and she even joined in sometimes. She was surprised at how well she got along with them. They were so much fun to be around, and they made her feel young again. One day, Kathy decided to take a break from the group and go for a walk along the beach. She was enjoying the sound of the waves crashing against the shore when she felt a tap on her shoulder. She turned around and saw Ryan standing there with a bouquet of flowers. He told her that he had been watching her and wanted to come and say hello. Kathy was flattered and accepted the flowers. They started talking and realized that they had a lot in common. They exchanged numbers and said goodbye. When Kathy returned to her hotel room that night, she couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Ryan and how nice he was. She knew that she shouldn't be thinking about him since she was married, but she couldn't help it. Over the next few days, Kathy and Ryan started seeing each other in secret. They would meet up at the beach or go for walks in the park. Kathy was falling in love with him, but she knew that she couldn't be with him. She was married and her husband wouldn't understand. Despite the guilt she felt, Kathy continued seeing Ryan. She was tired of her marriage and wanted to be with someone who made her feel loved. With Ryan, she could forget about her problems and just enjoy herself. For the first time in a long time, she was happy. But as time passed, Kathy began to feel more and more guilty about her actions. She knew that she was hurting her husband and that it wasn't fair to him. She tried to break up with Ryan, but he didn't want to let her go. He loved her and wasn't willing to give up on her. Kathy felt torn. She didn't know what to do. She loved Ryan, but she also felt bad for Michael. She didn't want to hurt him any more than she already had. Eventually, she decided to tell Michael about her affair. She knew that it was the right thing to do. She owed it to Michael to be honest with him. When she told Michael about her affair, he was devastated. Couldn't believe that she would cheat on him with a man half her age. He felt humiliated and betrayed. Despite the pain she had caused him, Michael was a kind and forgiving man. He knew that Kathy had made a mistake, but he believed that she would never cheat on him again. After talking things through, they decided to give their marriage another try. Kathy was grateful for Michael's understanding. She knew that she had made a mistake and was lucky that he had forgiven her. She promised him that it would never happen again. As for Ryan, he was heartbroken when he heard about Kathy and Michael's reconciliation. He had loved her with all his heart and never thought that she would choose her husband over him. He felt foolish for getting involved with an older woman and vowed to never make that mistake again. In the following months, Kathy worked hard to repair the damage she had done to her marriage. She showed Michael how much she loved him and how committed she was to their relationship. Slowly but surely, they began to rebuild their lives together. Kathy learned from her mistakes and was determined to never cheat on Michael again. Meanwhile, Ryan moved on with his life, went back to school and focused on his studies. He also started dating other women, but none of them ever took his mind off Kathy. He still loved her, but he knew that she was no longer available. Years went by and Kathy and Michael's marriage became stronger than ever. They had weathered the storm and emerged out even more in love than before. They learned that communication and honesty were key to a successful marriage and never took each other for granted. One day, Kathy and Michael were going through some old photo albums when they came across a picture of Kathy with Ryan. Michael's face turned sour, and he asked her about the man in the picture. Kathy explained that it was Ryan and told Michael about their brief affair. To her surprise, Michael didn't get angry. Instead, he simply nodded his head and said that he understood. Kathy was shocked. She had expected Michael to be furious, but he was surprisingly calm. He told her that he had known about their affair the whole time and had chosen to ignore it. Kathy was stunned. She couldn't believe that Michael had known and had kept it a secret. She asked him why he hadn't told her, and he replied, "I didn't want to hurt you." Kathy felt guilty for not being honest with Michael. She had lied to him for years and had never given him the truth. She apologized for her actions and promised to never keep secrets from him again. Michael forgave her and said that it was in the past. He didn't want to dwell on it any longer. He told Kathy that he loved her, and that was all that mattered. Kathy was grateful for Michael's understanding. She knew that she had made a mistake, but she was thankful that he had forgiven her. She promised to never cheat on him again and to cherish their marriage. From that day on, Kathy and Michael's relationship became even stronger. They learned that communication and honesty were essential to a healthy marriage and never took each other for granted. What do you think about this story? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video.